Hi, guys. Welcome back to Middle's Magic, and we're here to support each other in living happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives. Before we get to that, I just want to give you a little bit of background about me, why I'm doing this, and why I'm qualified to talk about this. So, trigger warning for those of you that are sensitive viewers. So, in my life, between the ages of 4 and I'd say my early 20s, I experienced multiple kinds of abuse: sexual abuse, physical abuse, and bullying. And I had some pretty bad coping mechanisms for this. I turned to drugs and alcohol as a way to numb the pain and to pretty much get my mind away from what was happening to me in my life. And I was awful to the people closest to me. I was in pain all the time. I was so full of self hatred and shame and guilt and anger. And all I wanted to do was to get rid of it by giving some of it away. And this turned me into a pretty cruel and unkind and prejudiced person who discriminated against pretty much everyone, even people who looked just like me. And I knew that if something didn't change, I was going to end up either in jail or dead. And this all came to a head in my mid 20s when I did get arrested for possession. And as I sat there in that jail cell and I wondered, was this it? Had I finally ruined my life for good? Unfortunately, I did not learn my lesson and continued to make bad choices. It wasn't until the 30th of November 2013 that things finally changed to me. I was out partying, of course, having a good time with my friends when I got the news. My 27-year-old cousin, who was kind and compassionate and loving and just all around one of the best people I've ever met, had died tragically in a car accident. And I was devastated because she was one of those people who just drew you to her. And she was one of the few people in my life that hadn't condemned me for my actions, hadn't judged me, and continued to allow me to be a part of her life. And I didn't know what to do without her. And I didn't want to live in a world where she didn't exist. So as I sat there at a funeral and I listened to the things that people were saying about her and the positive impact that she had created in many other lives, even in a short time on earth, it caused me to take a long, hard look at my own life. And I came to the humbling realization that I didn't think that there was even one person who could say those things about me that was being said about her. At least not without some kind of qualification or caveat or an explanation to go along with it. And it made me realize that I needed to make some serious changes. So over the next 7 years, I worked on myself and I worked on pursuing my dreams because my cousin was all about that. And I thought that if I wanted her to keep living, that I needed to be everything that I loved about her. I needed to embody her favorite qualities that I loved. And so that brings us to today, where I'm now a happier and healthier, stable, and more financially stable person, more than I ever have been. I'm at peace with where I was and the things that happened to me, and I love myself, and I've forgiven myself for the mistakes that I've made in the past. I'm still working towards asking for forgiveness for those people that I hurt because I believe that they deserve an apology from me. But I'm not done yet. And if any of this resonates with you, then I think this is exactly where you need to be. Because if you're ready to change, or even if you're not ready to change, that's okay. If you're just looking for a light at the end of the tunnel and knowledge that it does get better, I'm here to help you find your way. And I'm not a trained psychologist, but I do have a degree in psychology. But I'm here to be your friend mostly because my story is not done and your story is not done. And we hold the pen and we can write a different ending because you're born in the beginning, you die in the end, and everything else is the middle. And that's where the magic happens. So I hope to see you around, and Middle is magic.